I love a bad employee. I know that sounds crazy, but keep watching and I'll explain why and my top 5 steps for hiring well, so you don't have to deal with bad employees again. Hi there, I'm Kathy Donovan Wagner, founder of Retail Mavens and mom of America's Most Fun Family. My mission is to help independent retailers like you, brick and mortar or online stores, improve their profits and get better sleep, and to truly live a richer retailer life, richer in every sense of the word. You have to have a team of supportive employees, and nothing will make you pay attention to the quality of your team more than a bad one. The beauty of having a bad employee is that it points out a problem. And when you see a problem, you have 2 options. You either whine about it or you address it. I always say that there's only 2 kinds of retailers, whiners and winners. I already know that you're a winner, so let's address the problem, shall we? I used to have such a bad attitude when I discovered that an employee wasn't working out, but I changed my mindset about it and decided to use it in a positive way to help me fix the solution and reduce the amount of bad employees I got. The root of this problem is to make sure that you're hiring well. You've got to start from the very beginning. That's the thing. And this was always a struggle for me because I'm a relationship gal. I love to talk to people. I like everyone. So I'd interview a prospective hire and then I'd say, oh, I liked her. She seemed really nice and she has experience. Yeah, I'd check her references and I'd make a decision. And so what was I basing my hiring decision on? Only on my gut. That was my mistake. Listen, you should absolutely listen to your gut, and your instincts do certainly count. They have merit. But when hiring a team member, that's not enough. You can't simply count on your gut. Once I figured out what was missing in my process, I was able to identify 5 key steps to hiring the right person for the right job. Number 1, you have to spend time identifying the key traits you're looking for in this employee. What is it you really want them to do? Evan Weiss from Management One taught me this key principle. You want to pick 5 traits that are important to you. And it's going to be different for different retailers because different things are important to different retailers, right? Let me give you an example. A toy store client that I just took through this process, she decided that these things were important to her. She decided that she wanted the person to be a fast learner. She wanted them to be smart, she said. She wanted them to be self-motivated. It was very important to her that they were playful and had a sense of humor. She did have a toy store after all. She wanted them to be relaxed and that they had an open schedule. So those were the things that she decided those were the most important things to her. So the first step was that you have to identify the key traits that you want this new team member to have. Number 2, you should design questions to determine if the prospect possesses these traits. Because some things you can teach and some things you can't. The questions can be on an application and then just reviewed during the interview process. For some of the questions, it might be best to describe a situation and then ask how the prospect would handle it. Here are some of the questions that would work for the traits we just talked about. Fast learner or smart. You know what? One trick I'll tell you right off is just asking the person, just asking them flat out if they think they have that trait or that characteristic. So just asking, do you think you're a fast learner? I've used this question myself and was surprised at how many people said, no, I don't think I am. And so then that became something I could help make my decision about, right? I found that what happened in high school or college really shed a light into people's personalities. So you can ask them how school was for them. The second thing she wanted was she wanted someone who was self-motivated. Come right out and ask them, are you a leader? Were you president or vice president in any high school groups? Or in a previous job, did you see something that could be done differently? And what did you do about it? Just ask. Don't worry that the answer seems obvious because people won't always get that. And that's what you want to see, right? You want to see what their true answer is. Then playful and sense of humor. That was the other one that was another one that was really important for her. So we came up with questions like, what is your favorite animal and why? What's your favorite toy as a kid? How about this? Which is cooler, space pirates or space wizards? I love this one because you can really get a feel for their personality. I'll never forget her saying the number of people that just looked at her like she was a total weirdo when she asked that question. And they'd lean back and She said she knew right then that they were not playful or didn't have a sense of humor. Meanwhile, she'd have other applicants that would just laugh out loud. Oh my gosh, you can tell so much from them the way they respond to the question. So relaxed. That was something that was really important to her because there was a lot of kids running around, things could get uptight, and she wanted somebody who was relaxed. So you could ask a question like this: how do you handle lots of customers in the store, screaming kids, and you're wrapping a package? Do you feel your heart rate go up? How do you handle it? What do you do? If they answer that they need to take a little break in the bathroom right then you know they aren't right for that job. And they're going to be better with it in a quieter environment, which is not what a toy store is. I had a kid's store too. I asked a similar kind of question, and I would have people that would say, oh my gosh, I would run screaming from the store. All right, then I would just say right then, you know what, you're not going to be happy in this position. You're really doing them a favor. You're doing both of you a favor. Then open schedule. Are you willing to work Saturdays and Sundays? And how do you feel about changing hours? Always ask these questions. They often have to be willing to change because you need someone who can exchange with, somebody who can't work on a Thursday. And hear me when I say that. It could be that right now you're just trying to fill one particular spot, but it could be that you'll need another shift filled at another time. So you want to know what you can get. And then depending on all these traits, and you'll see as you go through it, you'll see that some matter more than others. Okay, so the first thing was to identify what you want. Second one is to come up with the questions to ask. And the third one is use these 3 magic words. No lie, they are magic. Literally golden words. Tell me more. In an interview, you should only be speaking 25% of the time. I'm like a super extrovert and love talking to people and developing relationships. That was so hard for me. I would literally sit on my hands to remind myself to be quiet. I would hold my clipboard like this, and I had taped to the top of the clipboard, tell me more, so that I would try to get them to talk. You want to hear what they have to say. That's how you find out as much as you can about the applicant. Tell me more. All right, number 4. When you go through and ask those questions, next to each trait, immediately after your interview is done, rate the prospect on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 means that they have this trait 100%, or 1 meaning that, oh no, yeah, this isn't right. The thing that's so powerful about this is that it allows you to remember them, and it also allows you to compare them really objectively, because then you'll come up with a number. So to rate the traits is step number 4. Step number 5, this gem comes from Tony Hsieh, who is the CEO of Zappos. This is an actual question. We actually toured Zappos with our mastermind group and asked if they asked this question, and they said they still do. The last question that they ask when you apply to work at Zappos. It's genius. On a scale of 1 to 10, how lucky are you? Sit back and just listen. Just wait to see how they take the question. What I love about this question is that it determines if a person sees themselves as a victim of life circumstances or as a person who can overcome obstacles. Let's face it, there's going to be obstacles in work every single day. And you want to know if this person is going to just complain about it or if they're going to tackle it and find a solution. When you ask this question, it's not even so much that the answer is yes or no. It's just how they answer it. This is a great question to use the tell me more, because you want someone who is going to help you and help you get over obstacles and help you move the business forward and be a true team member. That's why this is so important. So use these questions for a great start to your interview process. They will give you much more information to make a good, informed decision about your job prospects. Check out the description below where I'm going to share more helpful resources, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Hit that button and subscribe, because we have more tools, more tips, and more strategies to help you improve your profits, sleep better, and become a richer retailer in every sense of the word.